Well, here we go. Yeah.
I've been beating up big dudes all my life.
Cause they underestimate y'all, bro.
It's just, even if they didn't, I'm gonna beat you up. You know, I can fight.
Right.
You know, so if you watch, like, all these dudes bigger than,
Yeah.
you know, like, I don't care.
After explosive news broke on Club Shay Shay, Terence Crawford was seen sitting beside Shannon Sharpe, silently nodding in agreement to a massive payout, one tied to what could become the most monumental fight in modern boxing history.
But I'm going to find a way to win, no matter what.
September, you gonna pull this? I shook up the world. I told you. I told you. I told you. I told you. I told you.
Definitely. That's definitely going to be it.
Shannon Sharpe revealed that Canelo Alvarez is set to earn a record-shattering $150 million, while Terence Crawford has been offered $100 million for their highly anticipated showdown, scheduled to take place in Las Vegas on either April 20th or 25th. Crawford's silence during the segment spoke volumes. There were no denials, no corrections. Just quiet confirmation as the numbers dropped live on air. This staggering deal officially places Canelo at the pinnacle of boxing's financial hierarchy, surpassing even Floyd Mayweather's historic $100 million guarantees for bouts against Pacquiao and McGregor. These disclosed purses, not including pay-per-view revenue or endorsements, make this event one of the most lucrative in boxing history, an unprecedented financial powerhouse even before a single punch has been thrown.
I'm even one in the moments, you know. I need the doubters to fuel me. What you think he'd do if he goes 2 more weight classes? I need them, you know, because that's going to make me more focused and turn into a different animal. So I need the people to say, I can't do this, or I'm not good enough, or...
This $250 million guarantee is being coordinated by Saudi Arabia's Turki Al-Sheikh, chairman of the General Entertainment Authority and quickly emerging as boxing's most important power broker. His participation in the sport has already changed the way money is made in the sport around the world by paying for big fights like Fury versus Usyk and Joshua versus Ngannou. There is a message behind Turkey's decision to spend a lot of money on the Canelo-Davis fight.
Are we going to see Terence Crawford versus Canelo?
As I tell before to the ESPN, I give him the offer. If he's smart, he will accept it.
He told Gervonta Davis straight out earlier this year that Crawford was getting paid more for 2 fights than Davis had ever made in his whole career. That statement, earlier dismissed as bravado, is now clearly supported by numbers. Also, this fight is expected to make more than $750 million after global TV rights, sponsorships, and pay-per-view sales are taken into account. It may eventually earn as much as the sport's all-time top earners. For context, Mayweather-Pacquiao earned nearly $600 million in total revenue. This fight is not only on track to match but maybe surpass it, marking a sea change in how top-tier boxing events are sponsored and consumed.
Bud Crawford,
Yeah.
just won his debut at 154. Said if the money's right, we'll fight. Everybody wants that fight. What do you feel about that matchup? People saying the weight, all this stuff. How do you feel about that?
You know, everybody wants to fight me. Everybody calling me out and everything. And, you know, like I say, I have nothing to win with Crawford. 2, 3 weights class less than me. But if the money is right, why not?
Until recently, Canelo Alvarez expressed little interest in fighting Terence Crawford. The undisputed Mexican superstar had regularly mocked Crawford's stature and resume, claiming the bout made no sense competitively or financially. But when Turki Al-Sheikh gave him the highest guaranteed purse in the sport's history, Canelo's tone changed dramatically. The $150 million offer, which is $50 million more than any fighter has ever made up front, became too much to refuse, according to sources familiar with the talks. This bout is only the first installment of a lucrative 4-fight contract Canelo has signed with Turkey Camp, which aligns the future of boxing's biggest star with Saudi Arabia's fast-developing sports entertainment empire.
Right? Why not? But look, I'm focused 100% on Berlanga. I know I have a challenge in front. I never overlook any fighter. So I'm focused 100% in this, and then we'll see.
Canelo's decision not only highlights Al Haymon's staggering financial influence, but also proves that sheer wealth can break through the usual barriers that block megafights, like network rivalries and promoter politics. With money clearly no obstacle for Al Haymon, the spotlight has naturally shifted to Canelo's ongoing refusal to face certain challengers, particularly David Benavidez.
You don't think that's the one of the biggest fights that can be made?
Maybe. Who knows? He bring nothing to the table for me. If some promoter they come and say, I offer to you 150 to 200 million, I fight tomorrow.
Critics say that if $150 million could guarantee the profit fight, a similar amount should be enough to make Canelo versus Benavidez a reality. However, that fight remains elusive. David Benavidez, an undefeated former champion with a dangerous reputation, has long been seen as a genuine challenge to Canelo's legacy. Some fans and observers think Alvarez's reluctance stems from risk management rather than business concerns. Rumors abound that Canelo may be pricing himself out of the Benavidez fight, utilizing exaggerated demands to avoid what many regard as his most dangerous opponent, while there is no clear proof that Canelo has requested $1 billion to fight Benavidez. The exaggeration reinforces the growing impression that intentional avoidance is at work. Optics are important.
I always say if the fight makes sense, why not? But he is not in the plan.
It's not in the plan. Okay. Is there a specific reason for it? Is it because of his size, or it won't do anything for you in terms of pushing you toward your goals?
You know, like I say, it makes sense maybe. I don't know right now. I just gonna enjoy this fight, and please let me enjoy.
Crawford has earned his place on boxing's biggest stage by conquering 4 weight divisions and now reaching the pinnacle of financial success. Yet, despite the massive payday, his mindset remains unchanged. Known for his blue-collar mentality and relentless discipline, Crawford made it clear that wealth hasn't dulled his hunger. "Silk pajamas don't soften my grind," he declared, pushing back against comparisons to legends who lost their edge after cashing in. At 36 and still undefeated, Crawford is stepping into uncharted territory, moving up in weight to face naturally bigger, harder-hitting opponents. It's a bold challenge, one that will put both his speed and timing to the ultimate test.
I just want to know what number makes sense for you. What's up?
You got $10 million for that fight.
That's a lie.
How you know that's a lie?
To fight Canelo?
Yeah. I'm doing it for the opportunity, baby.
Yeah, that's
The
good.
legacy.
Beyond the astonishing financials, this is a fight for recognition. It's the kind of moment that will be remembered in highlight reels, documentaries, and barbershop discussions for years for Canelo. A win is more than just another crown. It would silence those who questioned his unwillingness to fight more dangerous opponents like David Benavidez, reaffirming his standing among the sport's most daring elite. Beating an unbeaten younger opponent notorious for outwitting everyone he meets would elevate his legacy to all-time great status. Crawford sees an equally big potential already. The first boxer to become the undisputed champion in 2 weight classes during the 4-belt era, a win over Canelo at super middleweight would send him to record heights. It would position him as one of the most versatile boxing champions in history.
Yeah.
You believe that?
Yeah, 100%. If he said 10 million, it's 10 million.
Legacy outweighs the money.
That's true. I respect it. I believe it.
3-time undisputed. Wait, coming soon.
In terms of multi-division ability, he may be compared to giants such as Leonard and Henry Armstrong. However, genius brings pressure, and failure in this case costs more than simply belts. It also costs narrative control. This fight will change how both men's legacies are remembered. For all the zeros in their bank accounts, a single setback on this stage can last longer than a dozen wins. These boxers are punching not only for glory but also to affect history, with both combatants certain to get historic paydays. The sports world's attention is going to Las Vegas, where the event is planned to take place in 2025, most likely at Allegiant Stadium, a site capable of hosting such a spectacle. Unlike typical super fights, which are frequently hampered by promoter politics or broadcaster rivalry, this fight has overcome those hurdles thanks in part to the influence of Saudi Arabia's Turki Al-Sheikh and the financial flexibility his involvement has brought. The global buzz is obvious. Pay-per-view rights are likely to spark intense bidding wars between major streaming platforms and cable providers, while international broadcast rights in Europe, Asia, the Middle East, and Latin America are expected to promote unprecedented global participation. Las Vegas, already renowned as the world's fight capital, could have its most profitable night in combat sports history. The economic ripple effect is estimated to bring hundreds of millions of dollars into the local economy. Sponsors range from hotels and restaurants to luxury transportation and tourist brands, and promotional efforts are expected to include immersive fan experiences, behind-the-scenes documentaries, and interactive digital campaigns that appeal to both die-hard boxing fans and casual sports audiences. This is more than simply a match. It's a full-fledged entertainment spectacle intended for maximum worldwide consumption.
How many of y'all think Terence Crawford should bulk up? Bulking up, you're going to lose speed. Yeah, but you can hit a lot harder. Definitely fighting out your comfort zone. You can always come in the smaller, faster fight. Remember, it's a point game. You don't have to knock nobody out. So you saying he going to dance off?
They accept. We want to see this fight, and I want to see Shakur Zubaydah.
Shakur Stevenson is here as well.
He accepts. De La Hoya accepts. Eddie accepts. Let's do it.